I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Rushing like a bullet into the end zone. Defense, hold up, no scoring in the red zone. Throw it up, pick 6, I feel like I'm Josh Rowe. Throwing dimes over the shoulder, think I'm Jack Winmo. I need me back to back, trying to be like Vulture. Cause a storm, cause I'm mighty, it's in the culture. Esports TV, YouTube, Twitch, SFL live tuning, you don't wanna miss. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Next level like my entertainment. NXT on a stream, 8 p.m. on a beat. Catch me on the cam like I'm SFL convinced. Yeah, you only got one chance, you can never miss. For the glory, revolution, feel my fury. Cause I'm a legend out in Canton, and I'm playing with dragons. I'm the king of this legion. SFL action, tuning this season.
Kickoff! Are you kidding me?
All they're gonna need is
Big pop, it's up in the air!
Oh, there you go!
That's the kickoff city's gonna win!
Is there a goal? Taser power! Touchdown!
I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up.
And welcome to Sim Football pregame along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. It's week 3 in the Simulation Football League, and this is the first of 6, count them, 6 games on a full docket here in week number 3. Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Cam. How's it going today? I'm glad to be here. I think we're both better than we were when we last signed off last Sunday. So
yes,
great to be here, man, for a big Saturday of week 3 SFL football action.
Week 1 was very busy. Week 2 was just a fight to make it to the end. And here we are in week 3 with some fantastic matchups on the docket today. Before we get to that, Mike, Mexico City announcing earlier today that Estadio Azteca being renamed to Estadio Matt Wilson in honor of their fallen quarterback. So I expected something was going to come of that as Mexico City names their stadium after their all-time leading passer, the league's all-time leading passer. But just another tribute for a great guy. Mike Daggs called his first game back last night with Gerald Smith, who stepped into Matt's place. You were part of that game, Mike, and so still fresh on our minds, but good on Mexico City. They play tomorrow against Arizona.
Yeah, that was great news hearing that. That's a great gesture by them to honor Matt in that way, and I'm pretty sure other honors are going to be coming, in months to come. More than likely going to be a jersey retirement and things of that sort. So, great first gesture by them to show how much Matt meant to them and he meant to the SFL.
So let's get to the action that's going on today around the SFL, Saturday, July 23rd. We've got Florida and Las Vegas here on Next Level Sports. Carolina, Charleston, that game is always a pretty good one. That's going to be going on our SFL Twitch channel. We'll have updates and game breaks on that game throughout the afternoon. Later tonight, Lone Star takes on Louisiana. London faces Canton in our second block. That Canton-London game is over on Rare Drop Sports. Seattle and Los Angeles in the nightcap, and San Diego hosts Jacksonville, San Diego's only home game in the first 5 weeks. Let's start with Florida and Las Vegas, Mike.
Yeah, let's start with Vegas. Actually, winners of the last 5 games dating back to last season, and in that 5 games, Cam, the last loss was a 28-17 loss to the defending champion Baltimore Vultures, and that was the last coming off of a 3-game losing streak. And these guys have just been basically on fire since then, winning 5 in a row. winning their first game in Vice Wars in week 1, and a great comeback victory last week against the Lone Star Glory, who were, as we know, runners up to the championship last season. So great competition that these guys have been playing against. They've been performing well, and a lot has to do with Mason Kirby and John Blades. Great receiving tandem for the Fury. Mason Kirby, 305 yards so far in the season. John Blades, 210 yards. And let's turn to Florida, and these guys are going to be challenged by a great secondary. Ryan Davidson leading that Florida secondary, 4 interceptions already this season. Adrian Blaine has a couple of her own. And one big surprise coming out of Florida is Charlie Boletsky, Cam, the reigning league MVP, is only averaging 38 yards a game on the ground right now. And they're going to have to get their running game going if they want to beat this Fury team, keep these guys off the field, control the clock a little bit. And Florida, they did struggle mightily last week against the Fort Worth Toros and just had a hard time finding points last week.
We all know Florida adjusts, and even though I know Bullets struggled in the first couple of weeks, I wouldn't have guessed 30-something. I would have guessed maybe 60-something, but that's real down there for Bullet Boletsky. We'll see if he can get things going today for Florida. Tough matchup. These two have faced each other in a classic postseason game where Florida came storming back from 24 points down. It's always a lot of fun when these two teams get together. Later on today, I'm interested to see if Canton can bounce back after they blew that 30-point lead late last week to the Indianapolis Ramblers. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I think we're still waiting on an expansion team to win a game against a non-expansion team so far this season. Minnesota got a win over an expansion team. Indy got a win over an expansion team. So we're still waiting on that. But for me, Mike, it's Louisiana getting off the mat. They're 0-2 to start. Yeah. They got Lone Star coming in. They cannot go 0-3 in a year where 6-6 probably doesn't get it done.
Yeah, 6-6 didn't get it done last season, Cam. So yeah, these guys definitely do not want to go into an 0-3 hole. But it's a tough team to try to do that against. As we mentioned, Lone Star Glory, runners up last season, and these guys are not happy about the last second loss that they had last weekend to Las Vegas. So going to be a tough matchup for them. Lone Star, they're always in playoff contention. Louisiana, they definitely desperate for a win here later on tonight.
It's been a busy day here on Next Level Sports in European football. The Rams got their first win earlier today, an exciting conclusion in Canadian basketball before we jumped on the air. And down in Mexico, we're still waiting on our play-by-play Ramos Lynn to get some power. Hopefully we'll be able to send it out to him for the call. Otherwise, I'll have that early call with Las Vegas and Florida right here on Next Level Sports. And Mike and I will see you back here at halftime. This has been your Sim Football pregame show, and we'll see you in Sin City in 2 minutes.
Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
It feels like just 2 weeks ago we were here in Las Vegas, and that's because we were. Welcome to the Las Vegas Strip, where the Las Vegas Fury will be taking on the Florida Storm today in Week 3. SFL action 2 weeks removed from the 2022 SFL convention. And here in the Saturday Showcase, Vegas is still winning. 5 in a row dating back to last season. The Fury are hot, just as hot as it is here in Vegas. Another 100-degree plus day. Eddie Gage just to reside on stats. Mark Lopez is on analysis. Ramos Lynn hoping to get him on the air for his call of today's game. But Mark, happy to be here with you in Vegas for what should be an excellent matchup.
Absolutely, Cam. This is going to be very interesting, especially with Florida Storm featuring last season's MVP, Bullet Miletsky. And as we have, or has been discussed in the pregame, looking like a shell of himself last season, averaging under 40 yards a game, only 76 yards in 2 games, versus almost over 120 yards a game last season. So we'll see how he comes back, how the team comes back. Even Ron Cochran's numbers, even the passing team's numbers are down this season compared to last. But we're only 2 games in, Cam, and they will definitely prove to be a challenge for Las Vegas.
Florida wins the toss. They will defer. And that will set us up for a Doug Britton kickoff return for Las Vegas. Florida in the all light blue today, and Vegas back in their traditional black set at home with the vibrant fuchsia numbers, red and yellow trim. We're all set to go. Carolina and Charleston will kick off about 4:45 this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on that. Kick it! We're underway from Las Vegas, Silver State Stadium. 1 yard deep in the end zone. This is Britton on the return, and Britton will get it out to the 24-yard line. And that's where Joseph Green will start with the football for Las Vegas.
And this is the offense that came back after a 9-point deficit in their previous game for the go-ahead touchdown. In Week 2, we'll see if Scott Johnson and Joseph Green can drive this offense once again, but start early this time with some good O.
First and 10 at the 24. Green will start the day off with a pass out to Scott Johnson. Johnson makes a couple of moves to pick up 5 yards to the 29. Blaine and Alessandro Tomaello on the tackle. Scott Johnson, a lethal running back, but John Blades headlines the starters on offense at wide receiver. Mason Kirby, Mr. Clutch, was that and more last week in the comeback win over Lone Star. Doug Britton, Willie Taver Jr., also some receivers to look out for, along with Jackson Roberts. 2 in the backfield, 2nd down and 5. Hand off to Johnson around the left side. Johnson stood up right at the line. Was actually going to be held short. Excellent tackle made by Adrian Blaine. Back-to-back plays. Blaine has been in on run defense on Johnson.
Yeah, Blaine, that was a good couple of plays from him. We saw from last week, much of the success of Scott Johnson was being able to break away from the first or second level of defense, but not this time, unable to break away for a first down.
3rd and inches, they'll hand it off. Johnson again running left. Nice block on the outside. Got a first down to the 40. That is the fullback for Las Vegas, getting out there and getting the block. Hubba Kimbrell, first down.
Yeah, Kimbrell knocked that defender down for a huge block. Scott Johnson able to capitalize for an extra 2-3 yards for that one. Huge play, huge first down for them.
2 in the backfield for Green. Vegas has stayed in this much of the early going here. They'll again run it off the left side, and Johnson is going to be stopped this time in the backfield as Florida is starting to get wise to it. Aaron Gooden, who had a couple of picks last week, very rare for a linebacker in a single game, makes the stop.
And Las Vegas very early showing that they will heavily rely on Scott Johnson, who last week had 20 carries. This week will definitely look to replicate that, maybe even more.
Tomaello jumps offside. They'll flip it out to Johnson. There's not much there. As Florida now starting to key in on the flats as well, but a free 5 yards to move the chains for Las Vegas. This Florida defense on the line includes Toma Ello, who jumped offside, Alex Dominguez, the SFL's all-time sack leader, Deontay Stoneville, defensive end number 52, Your linebackers, Stephen Black, number 42, Ryan Tobin, 53, Goodens, 56. Your corners, Ryan Davidson and Evan Carroll on the outside. Davidson leads the league right now with 2 defensive touchdowns. And in the slot, Adam Jones, number 48. Adrian Blaine, your free safety, and Andrew Francis is your strong safety starter on this defense. 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line, 8:20 to go in the first quarter. And again, Toma Ello jumps offside. A floater this time deep is caught by Blades. Davidson haphazardly putting an arm up and not really contesting that pass much at all. That'll be declined, and another Vegas first down.
Absolutely, and Joseph Green will take that, sees the penalty come in, makes his shot, because Cam, even if that will turn into an hit, it's still 3 yards, but it was a good pass for a good catch, for a good yardage gain for Las Vegas.
Blades running a corner route out of the slot, able to get open. You're watching the Saturday Showcase here on Next Level Sports, part of their coverage of the Simulation Football League. And aerial coverage of today's game is brought to you by Dag's Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services in New York State. Find them on Instagram at Dag's Droneworks, or visit their website, dagsdroneworks.com. That's Dags with 2 Ds. Scott Johnson on the carry, picks up 3, 2nd and 7. Second and 7 at the 35, 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Green's under center, will hand it off to Johnson. Running left, and Dominguez with the stop in the backfield. That's the second tackle for loss for Florida on this opening drive, and for the first time today, we'll see a setup of 3rd and long.
Absolutely huge play by Dominguez, but what else can we expect from the sack leader and tackle for loss leader in the history of the SFL? Makes a huge play, and that one forces 3rd and long for Joseph Green.
3rd and 10, Green out of the gun, and everyone's running slants, and that pass is intercepted. Florida with the takeaway at the 32. When will they ever learn? First down, Florida.
And that is your number 1 takeaway team in this season. Despite being only 1-1, they still lead the league with 13 turnovers, 13 takeaways. This is already 1 today, this afternoon, this hot afternoon. Maybe the heat got to Joseph Green's, offense and his team, but Florida Storm, they will come away with a huge pickoff.
7 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and that Vegas drive ends abruptly after 9 plays, 32 yards. Vegas had it moving, but could get no points out of it. Now Cochran with a deep drop back, gives it right back. Picked off deep for Las Vegas, and that pass intercepted by Shawn Allen, the former Arizona Scorpion, who's just playing center field on this, and that's as easy as it gets.
Ouch, and that we're talking about how Ron Cochran's numbers were down this season. This one starting off not too good with an interception in his first play. He also had one last week for only 167 yards. Definitely having a rough first 3 weeks is Ron Cochran.
Trips off the left side, and that's picked off. 3 plays in a row end in interceptions, and Ryan Davidson gets yet another interception. His outstanding start to season 19 continues.
I think these quarterbacks, Cam, are playing for the wrong team. Guys, you are Ron, you're in Florida. Okay? Joseph Green, you're in Las Vegas. Guys, please throw to the right player.
It's like we're on the youth playground trying to get the kids to run the right way. First and 10 at the 44-yard line. And it's back to Ron Cochran to try and wipe away his mistakes. Good bump on the top of the screen there by the defender. That was Itera. And Stephen Bush makes the catch but falls out of bounds. Knocks a bench player into the turf, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stephen Bush falls out of bounds. Thankfully, there's no bushes in the out of bounds, but on the 2nd and 10 for Florida, at least this time, though an incompletion, it's not a turnover. Florida settles in again for another chance for a huge play.
2nd and 10 at the 44 for Cochran. And Ron fires to a wide open tight end, streaking down the field. Ron Haynes all the way to the Vegas 32, and the first guy to touch Ron was the umpire in the way.
It wasn't only an open window, it was the entire field open for him. Nobody was looking at him. Everyone, number 45 right there, running outside to cover on the flanks, and that just led to an open pass for number 86, Ron Haynes. Wow.
Linebackers for Vegas had a great week. Last week, John Osiris had a pick 6, the outside linebacker, but no linebackers to be found in the middle of the field on that one. 1st down and 10 now at the Vegas 32-yard line, 5 minutes into the first quarter. First handoff of the day to the reigning MVP, Charlie Boletsky. Picks up 9.5. Allen on the tackle. Let's meet the rest of this Vegas defense. 4 on the line to keep an eye on. Defensive ends Sam Yeager and DJ Majesty. Your tackles, Michael Rury and A.K. Jones. Linebackers, Jared Crow, John Osiris, and Dave Drury, the vet. Corners, Chris Mago and Merrick Itera on the outside. In the slot, Justin Reside and Luke Swift. And Sean Allen and Max Jackson are your starting safeties. Cochran hands it off to Boletsky, and that's a 2-yard loss. Nice tackle in the backfield. That's Drury. We'll bring up 3rd and 2.
And although Boletsky with a huge run in the previous play, we've seen a lot of this, especially in last week where Boletsky gets caught way too early in the backfield. A lot of defensive line breaking through the middle. So now Ron Cochran, it looks like he might be in formation for a pass or a handoff to Boletsky.
Handoff, Bullet running left. He's got plenty of space. 2015. Bullet inside the 10, down to the 7. First down for Florida. Max Jackson cleans up the play, but Boletsky's longest play converts a 3rd down.
Yeah, and some good, serious blocking up on top of the field right there as the receivers spread wide out are there to block for Boletsky, and he takes the opportunity and puts them in very good position, now really close to the end zone.
Cochran's under center here for this one. 7 in the box for Las Vegas. Boletsky, the lone back in the backfield. Vincent's at the top of the screen. Blocking now for Boletsky, and Boletsky is stood up at the 1-yard line, and Crow saves a touchdown. Really nice blocking by Minson on the outside. Nearly got Boletsky into the end zone untouched.
Yeah, and that was definitely a huge play by Crow right there because the Las Vegas defense seemed outnumbered in the front lines, and Boletsky seemingly had an open lane, but maybe with 1 yard to go, he can convert on this one.
J.W. Doyle back in at fullback off the left side of Ron and Bullet, and Doyle gets the carry, and that's a Florida touchdown. Trickery there from the Storm, handing it off directly to Doyle, and Florida takes an interception. I had to think about which one they took for back for a touchdown, but they take their second one back for 6-0.
Yeah, great play, great touchdown right there. Fooled a lot of defenders right there. Handed it off to Doyle, and thinking that Doyle was going to block, and instead he goes in for a touchdown. If you were like me, you were fooled, except I don't want to admit that because I also play defense, Cam. What a great play by Florida.
7-play, 53-yard drive, 5 runs on the ground for 29 yards, and that one long pass to Ron Haynes for 24 yards. Drive lasted just under 3 minutes here in this quarter. How will Vegas respond? Again, we mentioned in the pregame, 5 in a row for Vegas dating back to last season. Their last loss was to Baltimore. I feel like many teams in the league can say that if they went on a win streak, their last loss was to Baltimore, as Doug Britton gets it up to the 26-yard line, 3:49 to go in the first quarter. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. First down, handoff left. Scott Johnson again with space. Breaks off a tackle past midfield. Johnson, first down to the Florida 41-yard line. That's a 33-yard pickup. And they have been hammering that left side of the offensive line early in the game.
Absolutely stellar blocking from every single player of this offense. Wide receivers blocking, tight ends getting to the second level and blocking. And as you mentioned, Cam, that left side getting hammered, and there's just at least 10 yards of open space for Scott Johnson to run for a huge grab of 33 yards.
3:35 to go in the first quarter. And for the second time here in the quarter, Vegas is in Florida territory. Green fires it out to a wide open Johnson on the far side. Johnson makes one man miss, but couldn't get a block held. It's only a 4-yard gain. Nice job by Florida to close the gaps.
Yeah, good tackle right there. Scott Johnson, again, showing flashes of his athletic ability there, spinning. That's one of the things that he was utilizing that 33-yard run, was just spinning and breaking tackles, and at least at that time, unable to break a tackle.
Second down and 6 at the Florida 37. Johnson, another reception. Tackled immediately. They're at the 35-yard line. That's Gooden with another stop. Another critical 3rd and 4 coming up here for Las Vegas.
Yeah, and Gooden really watched for that play. It was on top of Scott Johnson even before the ball was snapped. Probably playing man on that specific snap, but still a good tackle for him.
1 for 2 on 3rd down early on. 3rd and 4 for Joseph Green. Green facing some pressure, fires it wide open. That pass is caught. Got a nice block. Mason Kirby with his first reception. The Florida 21-yard line in Vegas nearing the red zone.
And I thought I saw a blitz down the middle towards Joseph Green that was just stuffed in the line of scrimmage, and nothing going for this defensive line. Number 83, Mason Kirby with another huge catch. And wow, incredible so far from this Las Vegas offense.
It's actually just a 4-man rush. I thought I saw what you saw, Mark. I thought I saw some pressure there, but everybody backed off and forgot about Kirby. As Green fires it out to Johnson, and Johnson is hit immediately. Aaron Gooden, what a pickup this guy is from the DC Dragons. He's playing excellent early on this season.
Yeah, this time it was just a mistimed spin move by Scott Johnson, and Aaron Gooden's very smart enough to see that coming from a mile away and makes a great tackle against Scott Johnson, who was on fire, but 2 touches in a row under 5 yards gained from Scott Johnson.
3 solos, 2 tackle for loss. The handoff goes to Johnson, and Gooden's in the backfield again. His 3rd tackle for loss in the first quarter, and it's 3rd and 12.
Jesus Christ. Gooden with three tackles for losses, 3 tackles in this drive alone on Scott Johnson. He has been making huge waves against this Las Vegas offense.
3rd and 12. Green, blitz picked up, end zone, touchdown, Las Vegas. A dart to John Blades.
Wow. My goodness, Joseph Green caught me out of words. 5 completions in a row in this drive and picks up a touchdown in his 5th pass in the drive, 34 yards. 2 huge plays, 33-yard rush from Scott Johnson, a 34-yard dart by Joseph Green to number 81, John Blades. Who else? For a huge touchdown. And big play, Las Vegas is on the board.
Extra point coming. That was a heck of an answer for the Fury. 7-play, 86-yard drive. And it's all tied up at 7 apiece. Joseph Green goes 5 for 5 on that series. 58 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Matt Rage kicks that one away. And returned up to the 25-yard line. That's Art Vandelay. That's where Ron Cochran and the boys will set up shop again. Well, I thought this was going to be a pretty defensive ball game, but back-to-back touchdowns have balanced things out, Mark.
Absolutely. It seems like a defensive ball game, Cam, with lots of tackle for losses, but just big plays is what drives these points on the board.
3 in the backfield for the first time. Is Valetsky going to try up the middle? Vegas quickly rushes to the football. Only a 1-yard pickup. Drury once more on the stop.
Yeah, and that's the kind of place where it seems like this game will drive to a halt, but suddenly you get 33 yards from Scott Johnson, and Alaska's previous drive, Ron Cochran threw a 24-yard dart. Bilotsky added an 18-yard rush, and then suddenly points on the board. So defense has got to keep up the pace, not stop.
Cochran back to pass. Fires it outside, complete to the 32. Outside the numbers to Vandelay. And we'll have a 3rd down and 3 in a tie game when we come back to Las Vegas, Nevada, as the first quarter comes to a close. Florida 7, Vegas 7. Mark and I got a good one for you here. Don't go anywhere. Simulation Football League Week 3 action comes back to Next Level Sports after this. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. 3rd down and 3. Florida, that's a backwards pass to Doyle, and that run will actually, well, he's credited for a yard. I don't really know how that's possible, Mark, but Las Vegas gets the stop.
Well, Cam, these refs have definitely a notoriously known for having issues with their eyesight. We've definitely been recommending them to go to an optometrist many times throughout the history of the SFL, Cam. So no surprise awarding him a yard, but still a good stop by Las Vegas. And now forcing the ball back to them, Cam. A little stats update from our stats truck. The first quarter, despite the ball game being tied, Las Vegas has doubled Florida in terms of yardage. So on that front, Las Vegas doing good.
First down at the 27-yard line for the Fury. They get the stop after allowing a touchdown on their previous defensive possession. Green, once again, giving it off to Johnson left. Dominguez chasing him down the field. Picks up 5 to the 32. Johnson's up to 48 yards.
sometimes we laugh when we see a huge guy try to outrun the running back, but when you see it's Alex Dominguez, instead you feel fear, Cam, because that guy will hunt you down. And boy, Scott Johnson probably got away with his life on that one.
Green on second down finds a get to the sticks.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! Jackson Roberts, who had a great 2-point conversion last week, turned around. It's like we're back on the youth field again. Get going down the field.
It's like, I think he thinks he's still in the end zone, and it's the out of bounds line beyond the sticks, Cam. I don't know, but unfortunately, he could have just turned north, but went east.
A force field is 3rd and inches. Green's going long. It's knocked away by who else? Ryan Davidson. This guy has been everywhere. And back-to-back stops as Roberts' mistake cost the Fury.
Yeah, absolutely. But Davidson as well with a good deflection, and that one didn't record a deflection last week. Only one throughout the first 2 weeks. So good stop right there for him and the Florida team.
Fourth and inches. Vegas will have to punt. So we started with defense, 3 interceptions. Then we got a couple of touchdowns. Now we're back to defense again. Back-to-back stops for both teams. Florida, good punt here from McRack. Vandelay, nice return. Gets it out of the 32, so pretty good starting field position for the Storm. Let's check in on our team stats. Thanks to Eddie Gage and Justin Reside in our stats truck. And even though the score is tied, Vegas has moved the football with much more efficiency than Florida, but that turnover, particularly the first one, has been a killer. First down and 10 at the 32-yard line, 9:06 to go in the first half. The handoff to Beletsky, and Beletsky lost the ball. It is recovered by Florida, I believe.
Yes, they did,
Yes,
Cam.
they did. Wow, 5-yard pickup, rare fumble from Bullet there. It got lost in the wash. Zarkov recovered the fumble. Nicely done.
Wow. Yeah, Cam, to your point of just defensive phases, and now it's another defensive phase. Right there, that's again care of the defense forcing the ball out of his hands.
Beletsky, no gain on that play. Will set up a 3rd down. Day Drury and Aaron Gooden in a battle of linebackers defending Johnson and Beletsky, keeping them contained today.
Yeah, Beletsky only has 2 plays that is over 3 yards this game. The one that went for 18 yards and the one that went for 9 yards. And struggling so far this afternoon. Oh!
Deep shot is hauled in by Vandelay for a first down.
And yeah, Vandelay, first season with the team, is doing amazingly for Florida in this game. He is doing well with returning the ball, Cam. He's doing well in receptions as well, proving his value so far.
7:48 to go in the first half. Florida and Vegas all tied up at 7. Beletsky takes a handoff. He'll be wrapped up at the backfield, loss of 1.
And that'll be about the 3rd tackle for loss on Beletsky this game. Again, Las Vegas has, when you have an MVP on the opposing team, you really want to have their number. And definitely Las Vegas has Beletsky's number.
2nd and long for Cochran. Late blitz from Vegas, and it's caught. A bit of a wobbler from Ron. It didn't look like it was deflected, but a soft touch gets to Stephen Bush, and that's a first down.
Kind of looked like good old classic Ron Cochran right there, standing in the pocket, pressure in his face, still makes the good throw to his receiver. It was number 11, Stephen Bush, for a good reception. And another forward yardage for Florida, Cam. So despite Beletsky's struggles, Ron Cochran in the passing game is powering them forward this drive.
Ron Cochran now 4 for 6 for 71 yards. As Cochran will fire it again down the field. That's caught by Zarkov inside the 20 down to the 14-yard line. And Florida's really moving the ball in the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. Cochrane finding his men down in the middle. This Las Vegas defense seemingly unable to collapse quick enough to cover the center of the field. Ron Cochrane taking advantage, 2 plays in a row, first down passes.
It's 20 to go in the first half. Beletsky off the right side, lost 4 yards. These defenses continue to poke and prod at this football game. Jared Crow with another tackle.
You can see Florida and Cochrane really giving Beletsky his chance, his time to shine, being patient, letting him, get his groove in the game. Beletsky, unfortunately, again, tackled for a loss.
Second and 14, and that was just a mess. I don't really know what the objective of that pass was. Luke Swift and many others in the area. 3rd and long coming up for Florida.
And that was good coverage by the entire Florida team, covering them on man. Only had a single high safety, making sure there's no, one-play touchdown passes out of the blue. And a good stoppage right there. Still has a 3rd down to go through, trying to get off the field here.
Empty set for Ron Cochrane going to the end zone. It is knocked away and incomplete. Well defended by, that was Chris Magel out there. Well done. And Las Vegas will force a field goal after another 7-play drive.
Yeah, absolutely great one-on-one coverage right there by Magel against number 11, Stephen Bush. And Stephen Bush, once again, targeted 3 times this game, only 1 reception so far. So good stop, forcing only 3 points.
Check that 9-play drive, but what's interesting is that Beletsky continues to struggle. 28 yards on 9 carries. That field goal is up and good. And Florida has a 10-7 lead over Las Vegas. We will take a commercial break, step aside. Florida leads Vegas by 3. A good one here in the desert. This is the SFL and NXT. We'll be right back. .5:40 to go in the first quarter. Florida 10, Las Vegas 7. Mark Lopez, Cameron Irvine here with you. Eddie Gage, Justin Reside on stats. Mike St. Green back in the SFL studios. Charleston and Carolina has kicked off, and we'll keep you updated on that game with any juicy details. Doug Britton. Oh, what a move! Doug Britton! Oh, he got hung up by his own player and tackled at the 42-yard line. That was nearly a brilliant return.
Oh my goodness. Doug Britton playing out of his mind for Las Vegas right here. Returning for both teams has been solid so far, but Doug Britton takes solid to the next level into incredible.
Just one player, his own guy, in his way. Otherwise, Britton would have been able to shake the kicker, allegedly, and he would have been fine. 5.5 to go in the first half. Vegas now set up with good field position. Green out of the shotgun, going deep. It is knocked away again by Ryan Davidson. He has looked for Kirby now twice on that route, and Ryan Davidson just will not give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And your fourth-time All-Star player, Ryan Davidson, playing lights out. Really incredible coverage, making those deflections, coverage in one-on-one man. So far, so good for him in this Florida defense. He's still allowed the one touchdown, but can they prevent any further points?
There's Gooden's numbers. We'll get Davidson's up shortly as Green fires it to the far side. That's caught by Blades. There's Davidson's, the pick earlier, the 2 pass deflections that have basically stopped 2 long passes, and then a couple of tackles as well.
And 2 interceptions already in Joseph Green this afternoon, although those interceptions were from back-to-back drives in the first quarter. Joseph Green still would keep the ball safe, keep himself clean, and not turn the ball over too more often.
10 of 14 for 89 yards. Green again looking for Kirby, and again Ryan Davidson there on the stop. Now that one looked open. I can't really fault Green for that. I mean, all 3 of those passes have been in one-on-one coverage. Davidson's just playing better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Davidson is just getting better and better in this one-on-one matchup, because this time he had his hand on the ball and almost came away with the pick, I think, Cam. It just bounced off of his hands and fell to the ground.
Vegas going to have to punt it away. Florida slowly starting to seize momentum here just before the half. Fair catch called for at the 14-yard line. And Vegas now 3 for 6 on third down. These 2 teams have combined for just 9 first downs. Plenty of big plays, a couple of turnovers each side. Neither team has a sack.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, offensive line players today put something in their protein shake, and they're playing out of their minds.
2 in the backfield, Doyle and Boletsky. Bullet gets the handoff. Bullet spins back inside into the mess, and Vegas able to clean it up on the back end. That's number 91, A.K. Jones. Bullet for a 3-yard gain. His longest run of the day, 18 yards. You take that away, and he's got 13 yards on 9 carries.
Yeah, a struggle to say the least for Boletsky, but it is still way too early in this game to see if he makes another big play. Not this time, though, Cam.
Boletsky again picks up 3. Max Jackson on the stop. I suppose if you get 3, 3, and 4 every time, you can move those sticks, but passing game has still been the most successful part of the Florida offense today so far.
Successfully relatively, but even then, Ron Cochran is only 55% completion rate. Good defense by Las Vegas.
Play fake, Cochran fires. That is caught for a first down.
Nice.
Nicely done to Galliano, and Florida moves the chains. They'd like to be the last one to have the football before the half. They also get the ball to start the second half.
Galliano ran that route well underneath his defender so that Cochran could put it where only he could catch it. Good stuff from the backup.
Another play fake for Ron, and that is barely picked. That would have been Osiris's second touchdown in as many weeks.
Oh, that was a pick six, definitely, Cam. There was just green patch of grass ahead of him, and Ron Cochran is just saying his prayers. Thank God that didn't turn into an interception. That would have been the 4th turnover in the afternoon combined from both teams. But Florida will live to see another play, another drive.
Hand off to Boletsky, and he only gets 1. That's Crow again on the stop. The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but don't miss community content creators and their creations. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say With Your Chest, Netma, and more, covering Season 19 and beyond. Check out archived versions of community shows. Visit simulationfl.net and click the logo of your favorite form of SFL entertainment on our homepage. 3rd down and 9 for Cochran and the Storm. Deep shot, and it is knocked away. Merrick Itera was there, mincing the intended receiver, but there really wasn't a whole lot down the field. Neither team has been able to find a whole lot outside the numbers deep, and Florida now will have to punt it away.
Yeah, and their hopes to be the last team holding the ball before the half. Unfortunately for them, unable to get a first down at all this drive. And again, to your point of combined first downs this game, 9 by both teams, and another slow drive from Florida.
Britton on the return, doesn't have a catch yet in the first half. Gets the ball out to the 36-yard line. The SFL is partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Check out SFL games on their Twitch channel Friday through Sunday evenings, and follow Rare Drop Sports at twitch.tv/RDSports. They have London and Canton this evening. Should be a good one. A new North Division battle. First down for Joseph Green in a back-and-forth, low-scoring first half. Hubba Kimbrell with the reception, picks up 7.
Yeah, and it seems like with a low-scoring game, it'll be a battle of kickers down the road. Hopefully we're not jinxing that. But at the pace of this game, Cam, it'll be the team who can make, more forward yards as opposed to more touchdown passes or touchdown runs, because both defenses have been, ungiving, unyielding.
2nd down and 3. Green flips it out to Scott Johnson. Johnson's got a first down to the Florida 49-yard line. And here's a look at Scott Johnson's updated numbers.
Yeah, he has been solid so far this afternoon. This play as well, showing his flexibility for his team. That play, despite it being a first down conversion for the team, Florida was still quick to cover that for a tackle because he had a huge blocker, forward blocker for him. Scott Johnson could have had more yards, but Florida quick to stop that one.
6 grabs, 7 runs. Joseph Green going deep. That is caught for a first down to Doug Britton, his first catch of the day. That's a 22-yard pickup, and that's a break. Florida 10, Vegas 7, but it's the Fury on the move late before the first half. This is the SFL on NXT. We'll be right back.
4.5 per game.
Back from the 2-minute warning here at Silver State Stadium. Florida and Las Vegas, 10-7. Fury are driving. They have not had the problem moving the football today much, but they have had a problem getting points on the board as Scott Johnson picks up 7. The Florida 21-yard line. Blaine on the tackle.
And Las Vegas, at least their game plan, what it seems like, is to mix up how Scott Johnson is utilizing the offense, whether it be a swing pass to the outside for a few yards or run down the middle or to the outside. And then when the defense least expects it, Cam, throw down the middle for a lot of yards. Unfortunately for Las Vegas, not too many points yet.
Johnson got sideswiped by Stephen Black there. I'm not sure how Black was able to stop Johnson's momentum so quickly. Some Doctor Strange stuff out there. 3rd and 2.
Well, these are athletes still Cam, and you know, they work on those kind of things. They are grateful for that tackle, definitely.
3rd down, Green into traffic, and it's picked off. Another turnover in Florida territory. That's Stephen Black off the deflection, and Vegas will come away with nothing again.
How many turnovers does that make? 3 turnovers against this Las Vegas offense. This is, again, the number 1 takeaway team in the league, showing why they are the number 1 takeaway team in the league. Incredible stuff from them.
Bunch of turnovers for Vegas, but at terrible points of the field, leaving them off the scoreboard. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, I'm pulling triple duty, and Mike St. Green will break down the first half between the Storm and the Fury. We'll check out highlights from Friday night around the league, check in on Next Level's great chicken wing debate, and update you on today's matchups around the league. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. Boletsky picks up 7 as they run out the first half clock.
That play was only Boletsky's 3rd play over 5 yards, but still plenty of yards.
It's a team game, and Florida's team helping Boletsky out as they figure out how to get him going here early in season 19. That's almost intercepted, and then a cheap shot there on Stephen Bush. He got smacked as Megal almost came away with the pick. That would have at least netted Vegas some 3. Oh, that was Jackson. Ouch.
Damn. Yeah. A lot of close misses, close calls for this Las Vegas defense. They'd want more interceptions against Ron Cochran. But they can settle for forcing a punt here. Florida, though, doesn't want to settle.
That was a little of an odd play call there after they ran it on first down. You thought they were just going to run this out. Now it's 3rd and 3. They're going to throw again inside their own 20, and that one is almost taken back. John Osiris with another deflection. He has been manning that flat excellently. And look at that, 20 seconds and all 3 timeouts left for Vegas to do something with it before the half.
Yeah, and also this, where they're situated, will give Las Vegas some decent, field position with this last play of the game. So who knows, can maybe a pass for a field goal or just straight up a huge heave to the end zone.
So Britain with 12 seconds left gets it up. I would imagine for Vegas, they probably have, realistically, Mark, they probably got 1 play to get him into field goal range. Call the timeout and get Matt Rage out there to try to tie this game before the half. Florida does get the ball to start the second half. Vegas a 2.5-point favorite. Right now Florida is bucking that. 57.5 is the over-under, and we are way under that. Hand off to Scott Johnson. That's a surprising play. And, Vegas is going to settle for the Hail Mary. So very, very curious play calling there in the last about a minute or so by both squads. I guess it's a wash in the end.
I guess so, yeah. When the score's only down 10-7, actually, Cam, you'd think that they'd want to take an opportunity to either extend the lead for Florida or take the lead if you're Las Vegas. Both teams with 3 timeouts left could have definitely used those, more effectively. But they'll settle for this. They'll go into the half. Down 3 is Las Vegas. Well, we'll see with this one.
Kind of reminds you of the back-to-back picks early in the game. It was all a wash there as well. Pressure for Joseph Green. He gets away. Joseph Green couldn't get away from that one. That is Dominguez coming in and adding yet another sack to his illustrious career, and that ends the first half. An entertaining first half it was. A well-balanced game, a little sloppy at times, but Florida has a 10-7 lead over Las Vegas. When we come back, it's your SFL APM Music halftime report here on NXT. Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report. Along with Mike St. Green, I am Cameron Irvine. There's our touchdown immediately as we start the half and the other action, making things difficult on all of us here at SFL headquarters. Mike, what did you think of that first half between Florida and Las Vegas? It was a little all over the place, had a little bit of everything.
It was definitely all over the place, Cameron. We're not gonna, put that in any SFL time capsule for people to dig up and,
No, I don't think so.
and show off how great this league is. But yeah, both teams really struggled offensively in this first half. Yeah, and with that being said, you can't take anything away from the defense. They played well. A lot of the characters that we expected to play well defensively. Ryan Davidson with a big pick at late in the half. We saw Stephen Black with an interception. That was off of a tip pass from Gooden. Gooden has 2 interceptions of his own already this season. So great defensively. Bullet Bolesky, he continues to struggle offensively. And it can only go up from here. That's one thing I can say about the second half.
I mean, the two teams did start to get some things going, but really it's been the defensive effort, the defensive game plans here today that have shined for both squads, and they played a pretty even first half. Mike, we had a lot of games yesterday, but we've also we also had a lot of great games in Las Vegas at the SFL convention, and Next Level did a lot of interviews with our people, and I think one of the things, Mike, that people don't realize at home is just how many individuals, how many humans are involved and behind all of these players on the field. It was so great to to get a chance to chat with some of them and get them on camera and get some of them talking, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's one of the greatest things about this league for me is that the players that you see in the virtual, what do they call it, the metaverse that you see right there on the field, you can relate to them because they are human. You can message them, you can talk to them, you can pick up the phone and talk to these people, and that's one of the main things that makes this league special to me and for a lot of others here. Just the relationships that you can build, the bonds that you can have with your teammates in the locker room, and it's just an incredible experience.
Now, they asked some silly questions in these interviews just to kind of get the ball rolling, and they asked people how they like, I think, their chicken or their chicken wings. Now, I'm not a chicken guy, Mike, but you're a chef, right? So educate people at home. I'm glad they didn't ask me this question. Educate people at home how you like, what is it, drums or flats?
Right. When it comes to wings, they definitely have to be crispy, Cam. Nice crispy wing. But I personally can take them either way. I'm not a small guy, so I'm not extremely picky. And as you mentioned, the chef, so yeah, I'll try just about anything. I prefer flats, but if they're not available, I'll definitely eat a drum.
Well, it gives you a chance to see a lot of the SFL community and what they had to say. We'll see if you recognize anybody, and we'll try to fill in some of those gaps after you hear these responses. What do you think at home? Does it even matter to you? Does it matter to me? Matters to a lot of people, though. Check this out.
Drumsticks for sure.
Yeah, I like grilled drumsticks so much.
I would be more of a drum.
Oh, flats, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Well, I love chicken wings in all their forms. Let's be clear about that. What I always do, when you go, because this is a community, right? You don't get like, I'm going to have wings for myself. You get like 20, 25, 30 wings, and you're sharing them with people. So what I do, I eat a flat, put it aside, eat a drum, put it aside. And I alternate. That way everybody knows that I'm a team. And I leave the bones out for the world to see. And that way that Josh knows how to eat some chicken wings. That's a man showing respect.
Flats. That's it. I won't eat a drumstick. Only flats.
Drums, without a doubt. They're both equally great, and I know that's a cop-out answer, but I'm the guy that likes both. Yeah, I like to take my time and enjoy each one of them because they're special in their own unique way. So it's like, the flat, you get less meat, but it feels like it's better quality. But the drum is just thick and juicy, kind of like me. So it's like, I like the drum because it's just, it's thick and juicy. Hi over there. It's me, thick and juicy.
I count three. One, two, three. We're vegetarian.
That's the best thing.
That was Bo Martin Jr., the Lone Star Glory man that said thick and juicy like me. The Prasad brothers were the vegetarians there at the end, the owners of the Carolina Skyhawks. And Josh Zirkle was very serious, though. That's one of our play-by-play casters, Jay-Z Bacon of Fort Worth. He was really getting into the debate.
Yeah, Josh and Bo, man, you wouldn't expect anything different from those guys. They are always entertaining when they are able to get on airways here around the SFL. And speaking of the Prasad brothers, they're definitely vegetarian, and they gave me compliments on my curry last season, Cam, at the meet and greet for the convention.
That is good stuff. That is good stuff. So more coming from the SFL convention as we move along this season, but that was just some fun, silly stuff to ice break it in Las Vegas, and it was a good time. You also saw there Jeffrey Daggs, the son of Mike Daggs. They were both on the screen. Jeffrey getting into the Hall of Fame this season in that class. So that was a lot of fun. All right, Mike, there was a bunch of Friday action last night. 4 games on the docket, including Houston and Atlanta. That's where we start. Sorry, Mike. And that up 24-20. This is Kyle Finnemore. We'll pick it up in the second half. The former Houston Hyena getting into the end zone and giving Atlanta the lead early in the third. But this Josh Rowe, his 5th pick 6 of his career, that is now tied for 5th all time.
Yeah, Josh Rowe, he seems to have a knack for making these big plays and interceptions and taking them all the way to the house. As you mentioned, 5th pick 6 within the last basically season and a quarter, basically. So, yeah, Josh Rowe has been fantastic at the strong safety spot over the last couple of seasons.
Now, that's when I thought that this game was going to I thought the momentum there was with Houston after this Josh Rowe pick 6. He had a convoy into the end zone as well. But Atlanta and BDG Hollywood were able to come alive late. So was Boo Chisholm in the rest of this passing game, but Boo Chisholm was sensational, 13 grabs.
Yeah, Boo Chisholm, he was definitely unstoppable last night. As you mentioned, 13 catches, over 180 yards, and BDG Hollywood as well, Cam. He was amazing last night, roughly close to 30 yards a carry and 130 yards of his own.
That drive helped Atlanta get a field goal, so 31-30 with 7 minutes to go in the game. Bird nearly jumped across the line there. They actually did call that an illegal forward pass, which I think was a bad call, but it didn't matter because Aquana Shine gets the interception and set Atlanta up in great position.
Yeah, this was probably the biggest play of the fourth quarter, Cam. This fourth quarter was back and forth. Neither team, could hold the lead, stay on top. And as you mentioned, a legal forward pass coupled with the interception really put Atlanta in great field position right here.
There's Boo Chisholm getting a 1st and goal and milking some clock. This was under 6 to go now in the fourth quarter. And BDG, who did not have a carry until late in the first half, able to get a touchdown there. He averaged over 10 yards a carry by the end of the night, got 11 in the second, had fresh legs. And Atlanta got the win, 37-34. This is why Houston got 34, Mike. And you said it earlier today. You felt like that was the game right there. If he scores, Houston wins.
Yeah, I felt like if he could have gotten in, it would have been, at least put Houston ahead because the Headhunters really had trouble getting off the field, in that fourth quarter, stopping drives and forcing punts and maybe building upon the lead that they did have at one time. And as you see here on this onside kick, it's 2:45 left. But Atlanta, they were able to move the ball and run the clock out from this point.
Instead, they kicked the field goal. And that was all she wrote. Atlanta gets the W, their first ever over Houston. Vancouver and Baltimore. This deep shot in the third had everyone thinking upset. Vancouver went up by 18 on this bomb to Justice Blackwell. These two, Mike, 2 of the last 4 left standing last season. It was the championship game we didn't get, and it lived up to the billing.
It definitely lived up to the billing. This game was lived up to the hype that we all wanted to see last season. I was looking forward to this game once I saw it on the schedule. When we had the schedule release show a month or so ago, and as you mentioned, it lived up to the billing. And 18-point lead for Vancouver, and they looked like they were in control of this game.
They really did. And I think if they would have recovered that fumble, Mike, that would have been huge.
Yeah,
that would have been their second recovered fumble of the game.
Yeah, that was actually going on as I was speaking. Yeah, and that to me, that was the key to this game because after that, all the momentum switched, and it was all vultures pretty much after that point.
Isn't it amazing how you can just? I mean, you really can feel it with this game. You really can feel the critical moments of the game, and when it all starts to spiral away from you. Lloyd Graham Jr. gets the touchdown here, and with Baltimore, as good as they are. 3 of the last 4 champions, back-to-back champions. As good as they are, Mike, you got to kick them while they're down. I mean, you really have to abuse these guys. Otherwise, they will get off the mat, and they will start playing great football. I mean, that's just a crazy play, right? I mean, Warfield basically just takes two hands and throws it up in the air and says, I got to have a teammate back there somewhere.
Yeah, but as you were mentioning, Cam, the one thing I was thinking last night watching this game was that, Vancouver, they were doing a great job. They were doing everything they needed to do to keep the Vultures under control. They were moving the ball. Robert Redford had a really good game, but you have to keep your foot on the pedal, with these guys. Don't give them a chance. The fumble changed the momentum, and then it's coupled with that interception that we just saw. And now here they are on the goal line looking to punch one in.
And they get it in the end zone here. That's T. Roy Gaines. Very similar to the J.W. Doyle play that we saw in the first half here of this Florida game. Now it's a 4-point game. Things are spiraling out of control for the Vancouver Legion late in the third quarter. Christian Brown's got a first down with 2 in the backfield, and yeah, you might sense what's coming here. Nope. Chris Curtis gets the catch. This is the moment, right, Mike? You get a touchdown here. You go up 2 scores. You keep the pressure on. They couldn't do it. You see that we not only did we get into the fourth quarter, but actually 2 more minutes burned off the clock before Vancouver even got that field goal up. Now it's 27-20. Now it's a 1-score game, and Baltimore just had all the momentum after that, and the Vultures took care of business in the end, 30-27. It ended up being a terrific comeback win. They outscored Vancouver 24-3 at the end of all that. Portland and D.C. and this game was just absolutely insane. Early in the second quarter, it's already 14-7, but Lauren Prococo gets in the end zone for D.C. to make it 21-7, and it felt like, Mike, in this game, every time Portland answered, DC had another answer. Watch this run by Love.
Yeah, it's good to see Ezekiel Love, get off the schneid here in season 19. He's kind of been quiet, and we see him explode for a big touchdown right there to keep the fleet close to the Dragons.
What I can't pinpoint what's going on with the Fleet. They're back to 0-3, Mike, but it's on the defensive side. I really like what I've seen out of Cyrus Jive, and Gene Valentine led the league in receiving coming into the week. They are getting offensive production. They just are not getting stops.
Yeah, the defense has really taken a step back this season. They're doing what they need to do, Cam. As you mentioned, the rookie quarterback, Cyrus Jive, I think right now he's leading the league in touchdowns coming out of this game. Of course, the rest of the week has to play out, but Gene Valentine's been his main target, and Kevin Say, as I just mentioned, he got going a little bit in this game. But yeah, they typically have been very dependable defensively, but they've been getting up a ton of points, can't get off the field on third down and in critical spots, and as a result, they're 0-3 right now.
Synergy was throwing darts. DC took a 31-14 lead into the half, and then Synergy on a deep ball here is picked off by Derek Majors, and here comes Portland again, and you think, oh man, this is the turning point of this game. Majors with a pick 6, and now it's down to 10 again.
Yeah, Derek Majors, the former minor league quarterback in his 5th season, with a great pick and run, and takes that in for the score, and once again getting Portland back into the game.
On the ensuing kickoff, Mike, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but on the ensuing kickoff, DC strikes again. This is Gus Scott, the great Scott, on the return. Or actually, it's out to Love first. He coughs it up, and actually, there you go. That's Riley Hughes. My bad. Riley Hughes. Just another wacky play in this one. Gets the touchdown off the fumble return, 38-21 DC.
Yeah, so seeing that play right there, maybe it wasn't all on the defense this time around. A fumble, quick change play, 6 the other way. And I know kind of giving away what's coming. It's going to be a kickoff return later on in this game. So the offense, they've been doing what they need to do, but they've been kind of let down on special teams and turnovers that's come to hurt this team so far out the gate this season.
Portland wouldn't give it up. This is still early in the third quarter, but that pass is picked off, and this is when it started to snowball on Portland just a little bit.
Yeah, Portland now they really had trouble turning it over, and then DC. And then one person we hadn't really seen a highlight reel on today that made a huge difference in this offense today was Kevin Say, 160 plus yards in this game, and he really had a great game and allowed DC to score as many points as they did offensively.
Flip out the synergy there. DC would get a field goal, and then Ezekiel Love was off to the races yet again. Got a key block there by Benjamin Warner late, and here we go. This is where the kick return happens, because this, once again, about the third moment of this game, you felt like, okay, Portland is back in this thing because we're still in the third quarter. They just could not get any stops.
Yeah, unfortunate for them right there. Like I said, Kevin Say, big touchdown run. Once again, they said, okay, we're close. We need to get a stop. And then the special teams lets them down here. And Gus Scott with a big kick return and puts DC back up 2 or 3 scores.
Down 20. Cyrus Jive floats that one. That's picked off. That's Riley Hughes again. DC would end up holding on 48-34. Tulsa also had a big comeback last night. They were trailing Indianapolis 17-7. They win 48-24. That was not featured. 2:10 to go in the first half, Mike, and Carolina is up on Charleston 16-7. Bit of a surprise. They're a 6.5-point dog at home, but Hattori Hanzo continues to run all over defenses at fullback, and Carolina, combine that with a good defensive effort, has looked really sharp today.
Yeah, Carolina with 3 interceptions in the first quarter, and then Hattori Hanzo, he says, let me see what I can do to put some points on the board. A couple of touchdown runs from him, and Carolina, they're looking really strong right now. I really like what they've been doing to start this season. They're basically late field goal comeback from Los Angeles in week 1 from being having an opportunity to go 3-0.
Yeah, they're off to a good start. Keith Swearingen is running well, but Kentez Johnson has been bottled up despite his league-leading 9 passing touchdowns. And here on Next Level Sports, it's Florida 10 and Las Vegas 7. We'll get back to the second half kickoff when SFL action returns here on Next Level Sports. This has been your APM Music Halftime Report. Mike will be back for post-game wrap-up. Welcome back to Silver State Stadium. Along with Mark Lopez, I'm Cameron Irvine. 10-7 is your score. Florida has a 3-point lead. They get the ball to start the second half. And that is returned by Art Vandalay up to the 25-yard line. And Mark Lopez, there's another interception in the Carolina-Charleston game. I mean, it just doesn't stop over there.
Yes, the interception god made an appointment today to just visit this league and just gift everyone interceptions.
That's the 7th turnover in that one. Carolina leads 16-7. Would have been 17-7 blocked extra point while we were in the locker room. Ron Cochran back to pass. Over the middle, that is caught to the 39-yard line for a first down for the Storm. And Mark, now that you've had a chance to sit and reflect on this first half, what are you looking for out of both these teams in the second half?
Well, definitely one offense has got to figure out and try to break through the stifling defenses that both teams have presented in the first half, Cam. And I think Florida, with that more than 10-yard pass by Ron Cochran, that's a good start, to turn things around on what seems like a defensive game. Let's see, Ron would like to drive his offense up more.
That was Minson's first catch of the day, and Ron Cochran is sacked. First sack of the day by either team. That is Michael Rury getting in there for Las Vegas, a loss of 6.
I mean, again, we're back to defense again. Wow. Look at that, pushing his blocker all the way back. No room for Ron to throw the ball, and just great defense by Las Vegas.
What a burst from Rury off the line.
Yeah.
He was clearly knew the snap count as Cochran's in trouble, and it's going down for an 11-yard loss. What a start to the half for Florida's defense. That's DJ Majesty forcing the Storm into a 3rd and 27.
They are now behind where they started this drive, and what a way for this defense to show up again in this field. Wow.
What they can't do is let Florida get away from this here. 3rd and 27. Got to get off the field. Oh, they're just running slants. That should be no problem. And got a block down the field. Actually, not a bad effort there from Florida. They do flip the field. Vandelay with the catch for 22 yards, but it will be a 4th down punt coming up for Florida.
Yeah, and again, those sacks were huge, because without those sacks, this is definitely another first down and more. But that's what, when we talk about, you talked about this, Cam, in the halftime show, as just moments. Like, games are made of moments, and those 2 sacks were what defined that drive.
First half stats for Las Vegas's offense. Joseph Green, 14 of 20, 133 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. That's not pretty. Scott Johnson, 46 yards on 9 carries. Pretty good effort, 31 yards, 7 receptions, but has not been able to reach the end zone. Mason Kirby, just 1 catch on 3 targets for 15 yards. Doug Britton, just 1 catch on 2 targets for 22 yards. John Blades has been your main target, 54 yards on 3 receptions, as Green fires it out to Johnson. Not much room on that sideline as Vegas continues to try to work those sidelines.
Absolutely, and Davidson again quick on that one. Quick closeout, good tackle right there, forcing Scott Johnson to only 1 yard on that catch. I guess that pass was also not ideal. Scott Johnson had to fall back to make the catch, but look at 1 yard for that one.
3 wide receivers. Joseph Green fires. It hit Roberts in the face. And I think, was that a late hit on Tomaello?
That's what I thought it was.
A PI down the field on Gooden. And Mark, it looked like it hit Jackson Roberts in the face. The football. I know. I didn't see a PI there.
I don't know if what the ref saw was the defender lifted him up so that his helmet hit the ball. I don't know what actually happened. I wish we had another replay. But you're right, Cam. I agree with what you saw. Ball hit his helmet. I'm not sure that's a PI.
May have been a bump prior to the action on Roberts. I'm really not sure. I don't know what they saw there. 1st and 10 at the 30. Deep ball. Green. Perfect pass to Kirby. His 2nd grab of the day and his most impactful one. That's a first down. Francis on the tackle.
And one of the few instances where he's able to beat Ryan Davidson on the one-on-one, Cam, and absolutely making this catch right here. And that ball as well. dropped in a very tight window, dropped in that pocket. Great play, great catch, and great pass and great catch. This Las Vegas offense finally heating up.
On the money for Mason Kirby. Green keeps it in the air over to Johnson. Johnson makes a man miss, did step out of bounds. That was Davidson again, pulverized on the attempted tackle, and Vegas coaching staff must have said something to their team about giving Ryan Davidson the business, because he gave it to them in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. They probably, marked down who the defenders they have to watch out for, and now they're making them pay. Gooden and Davidson both incredible in the first half. In the first few plays in this half, Cam, demolished.
2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line. Green going to hand it off to Johnson, this time to the right side, and there is nothing there at all. Deontay Stoneville makes the stop.
Pulling off a Stonewall impression right there, not making him go anywhere, pushing him to the ground. Deontay Stoneville, great tackle for loss. His first stat on the sheet with his first tackle. It's a tackle for loss for a huge one.
3rd down and 5 at the 42 for Joseph Green. Everybody's going long. Davidson's out there, and Davidson has the interception. Davidson past the 20 with blockers. 25 to the 29-yard line. Davidson has 3 pass deflections and 2 picks in this game. Another Vegas turnover in Florida territory.
He accounts for 5 of Joseph Green's 7 incompletions, Cam. That was 100% Ryan Davidson looking at the ball all the way to that route, throughout that route, Cam, and just picks that off effortlessly, playing a better receiver than the one he's guarding.
So again, Florida's defense gets a stop. Davidson putting the team on his back this afternoon, 10-7. And Cochran fires outside to Bush for an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned this in the first half. This will definitely come down to one single possession of a game. So Florida, can they extend it to 2? Or can Las Vegas hold on and either force a turnover or just a field goal?
And off to Boletsky, dropped in the backfield. This Vegas defensive front, Rury with the play, tackle for loss on Bullet, has been excellent here in the 3rd quarter.
Impressive. This Las Vegas defensive line, their front, in the last 4 plays, they forced 2 sacks and a TFL on Boletsky. So really just, really good in hunting that play early on.
6:05 to go in the 3rd. Tight game here in Vegas. 10-7 Florida. Pump fake now deep down the field. Caught. First down.
Wow.
Player hurt. Vincent Minson is down. No, J.W. Doyle is down. Doyle running a half triangle route down the field. Well, actually, no, he just ran a post route. And wow, welcome to Vegas. Whose leopard print was that? Didn't get a second look at that. Was that inside the little volcano they have here? I have never seen that in my life. But Doyle is down, and he's on fire apparently. Wow, that was funny as Boletsky takes the handoff and picks up 9. So Doyle out of the game. Boletsky gets 9. Let's go to Mike St. Green for a game break where Charleston finally has some offense going.
Yeah, Cam, as you see here, Kentez Johnson with two players in the backfield. He finds free agent wide receiver Christopher Ochoa came over from Queen City for a big touchdown here. Charleston scored the last 10 points, and now they're up 17-16.
17-16 Charleston over Carolina. Thanks so much, Mike, as Jones applied some pressure in the backfield. Sets up a 3rd down and 1, and Carolina's got to be thinking we have dominated that entire game, and now we're trailing.
Lots of games like that happening this week and last week, none of which was my team, but we are off to forget that game and into this game, and that was a great defensive play of that one, forcing 3rd and 1.
Three in the backfield, but Doyle not in. Instead, the backup running back, Stanley Nordellis, was blocking for Doyle, who cannot get the first down. Dave Drury with the stop once more. And the Fury, at least for the moment, are going to get Florida's offense off the field. But let's see, will Florida try to go for it?
It looks like they are, Cam, either forcing, a penalty from Las Vegas or definitely going for it. It's tough to say because the struggles of the running game.
Yeah, I wouldn't snap this. I mean, with Nordellis being in instead of Doyle, Vegas has 7 right on the line of scrimmage. They back off a little bit at the end. But yeah, with Florida having the Doyle injury, ultimately, and the lead for that matter, ultimately I think that's the smart decision, and they'll punt it away. What a wild one here. The team stats, pretty even, although it doesn't feel like it. It feels like Vegas has been able to move the ball a little bit more effectively, but man, these interceptions, and it's where they're happening on the field, Mark, because Vegas is getting momentum, and then they're losing momentum by finishing off drives with interceptions. It's not like these interceptions are happening early on in drives. This is a beautiful punt by Marcus Agrippa. Oh, it took a side bounce into the end zone. That's about as bad a luck as you can have, and Vegas will get the ball in the 20.
Yeah, and I think that's what it boils down to throughout this game. It's what it feels like. Both teams not having it their way. And to your point about Las Vegas, their long drives, they had one drive that went for 45 yards, interception. The one they had this half for 30 yards, interception.
Johnson wrapped up in the backfield. That is Gooden with his 4th tackle for loss of this contest. Aaron Gooden and Ryan Davidson need a raise, Mark. I mean, it's just these two guys.
Yeah, Gooden on the ground. He has 4 of Florida's 6 tackle for losses. Davidson has 2 of the 4 interceptions and all the pass deflections.
Wow. 2nd and 13, loss of 3. Joseph Green looks outside to get some yardage back. Almost deflected into an interception. That's Ryan Davidson with yet another pass deflection. 3rd and 13. Stop throwing to this guy.
I think, if I remember, there might be one interception that was off of his deflection as well. So it might be not like another deflection that's not even recorded for him, technically, on the stat sheet.
No, you're absolutely right, Mark. I mean, he's playing out of his mind. I mean, playing like an MVP, quite frankly, the way he's played in the first 3 weeks. Green, deep down the field, caught. John Blades, first down to the 43. Evan Carroll can't contain Blades, who gets now up to 72 yards to go along with his touchdown this afternoon.
Speaking of playing like an MVP, John Blades, who has been incredible for the first 2 weeks, shows up. The only player with over 60 yards of receiving yards from both teams, leading his team with 78, 4 catches and 7 targets. So John Blades also carrying this offense on his back together with Joseph Green and Scott Johnson.
3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Johnson left. Johnson's got space, 50, 45, 40. Johnson down to the Florida 33-yard line. A.J. Francis with the tackle, but Johnson getting loose once again on the left side.
And this is the second time this afternoon we've seen it where the offensive line and the receiving corps pushing this defense out of the way. Just incredible blocking on the side. And Scott Johnson again with the open space. And I think that drive ended in only that drive did not end in a touchdown, Cam.
3 wide receivers for Vegas. Green dumps it off to Johnson, and Johnson is tackled by who else? Aaron Gooden. A 2-yard pickup for Scott down to the Florida 30.
Good tackle by Gooden as always. Correction, I've been corrected by the stats crew. In fact, that drive where Scott Johnson ran for 33 yards did go for a touchdown. So Las Vegas trying to recreate that magic in this drive. They don't want to turn it over already with 4 interceptions. on Joseph Green.
Green deep back hit as he threw. Nice read. 7-yard pickup to Mason Kirby. That could have easily been a sack out of field goal range.
Yeah, absolutely. So that pressure, credit to the pressure, that was quick and just on point. But Joseph Green and Mason Kirby, I think Mason Kirby saw the rush man and just cut to the inside so that Joseph Green has a quick target.
3rd down and 1 at the Florida 24. Johnson's open. He's got a first down into the red zone. 1:50 to go in a scoreless third quarter. Game's 10-7, but this is Vegas' best opportunity since right at the end of the half.
Yeah, already over 60 yards. In this drive, their only scoring drive went for 86 yards. So they really want to capitalize on this one. Field goal sure would work, tie the game, but a touchdown. Juicy.
That's out to Doug Britton to the 14-yard line. And we're back to the studios of Mike St. Green for a game break. Mike, Charleston and Carolina has come unhinged.
Yeah, Cam, the offenses are still struggling over there in Vegas, but here Keith Swearingen with a nice little spin move, takes it down the left sideline, outruns the defense, his second touchdown run of the day, and Charleston goes back up by 24-23 in the third.
Thank you, Mike. That's a 1-point game over there, 3-point game over here. Johnson's got some great blocks, gets inside the 6-yard line down to the 5 for a 1st and goal, now averaging nearly 6 yards per carry.
Incredible. Just the blocking has been stellar all game, Cam. From the first play of the drive to this play, just stellar blocking.
That's just unfair for Evan Carroll. He discards an offensive lineman as a corner, which is tough to do, and then immediately gets blocked by somebody else. Wow, that's teamwork right there from Vegas. 1st and goal at the 5. This has been a terrific drive for the Fury. This is the 10th play of it. Handoff to Johnson. He looks gassed. Running left, Carroll makes the tackle this time. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Carroll this time making it out away from any extra blocker. In fact, he was the extra man to make that tackle on Scott Johnson. So good play in that one. Still 2 more attempts for the end zone for Las Vegas.
2nd to go with the 6, probably the final play of the 3rd quarter. And Green will drop back to hit out. Actually, that's I believe that's Johnson's back up there. Johnson is totally gassed. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're going to face a 3rd and goal when we come back. Wow! Don't see many of these slugfests in the SFL. Florida 10 and Vegas 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Start of the fourth quarter here in Las Vegas with Justin Reside on stats, Mark Lopez, and I'm Cameron Irvine. We're here at Silver State Stadium. We've had a good one this afternoon. That pass is incomplete as Vegas was looking for slants and Britton was the intended target. And now it's 4th and goal and Vegas can only tie.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Las Vegas right here. They were doing so well. This drive has ran for 72 yards and 12 plays, Cam, since 4 minute 36 second mark of the last game, and it's only a field goal.
Yeah, that is a 4 minute 39 second 14 play drive that ends in 3 points. That's a great job by Florida's defense. Clamping down in the red zone. That is a mighty special. Mighty RX, the owner of the Florida Storm. And we're all tied up at 10, Mark. What a game. Vegas 2.5-point dogs. Jack's Data getting murdered on the over-under today, which is very unusual, but these two teams have really pulled out all the stops defensively.
Yeah, 4 turnovers in Las Vegas. 4 forced by Florida, 2 forced by Las Vegas. Even in the turnover department, both teams have been playing pretty good.
Mandalay on the return to the 24-yard line. Here's your stat pack reset for the Florida offense. 10 for 18 for Ron Cochran today, 147 yards. Just the 1 interception, though, so he's kept it clean for the most part. Bullet Boletsky still struggling. There's the updated official numbers there just right up top, but 16 carries, 53 yards. Hasn't really done much in the receiving game. J.W. Doyle is out. We have not gotten an injury diagnosis on him. That is a long completion for Ron Cochran to Veridin Zarkov for a Florida first down. You see Bush's numbers there, just a couple of grabs on the outside.
Yeah, Veridin Zarkov is definitely another pivotal player for this Florida offense. Had about 40 yards in the previous game to add to Ron Cochran's total, but they've got to find more opportunities. Let's not get sacked. Let's not get stopped behind the line of play, and keep the ball moving forward. And they've been held scoreless for quite a while now, Ken.
That was Zarkov's second catch, and actually Florida, good stat from Mike St. Green in my ear. Florida 10 points in their last 5 quarters, and that's picked off. Returned the other way into Florida territory. Chris Magel finally, check that, Sean Allen finally got himself one for Vegas, and that is a critical turnover for Cochran here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, that's his 3rd one. He had 2 last week, so that's 5 turnovers in 2 weeks for Ron Cochran. And, you got to credit this Las Vegas team. They're really resilient against this Florida passing game. Florida's passing game has been all throughout the season's game very, very scary to some extent, very fearsome, but Las Vegas up to the plate.
Now Joseph Green back on offense. Florida's defense backs off and basically gives up the first down. Blades has been the leading receiver on all teams today, 84 yards on 5 receptions for a touchdown now.
Yeah, and that was a good route, actually, that took advantage of this defense backing off on him and just finds his own pocket right there. An open window underneath the defender. Yeah, an easy pass, easy catch. More of that, please, says this Las Vegas offense.
Green been hurt by the interception bug, but still 72% completions, 23 of 32. Basically, all the interceptions or incompletions have been due to Ryan Davidson, who just makes the tackle there on Scott Johnson with force. J.W. Doyle's done for the day, so the Florida attack will be without the only Storm member who has crossed the end zone today.
Yeah, that's like the 3 layers of this Florida defense led by Alex Dominguez in front. He has 4 total tackles. Gooden in the middle with 7. And then you have Ryan Davidson.
And Stoneville says, don't forget about me. That's a 3-yard loss for Johnson. The right side of that line for Florida has really done a nice job. The left side has struggled a little bit more. Tomello's jumped off sides a couple times, and that's where Johnson's really gotten his big lanes.
Speaking of tackle for losses, that's number 9 already against Las Vegas.
Wow, 9 tackle for losses. That's crazy. Empty backfield for Green. It is caught in between two defenders. That's Mason Kirby beating Davidson in the defense. That has been a fun matchup to watch today. That is a perfect pass.
Yeah, perfect pass. Beautifully run route. Just, a perfect play call as well, Cam. Taking advantage of that open space in the middle. And they set themselves up for another attempt at the end zone.
Handoff Johnson. Great pancake block touchdown. Las Vegas, they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And that has been the story of this Las Vegas offense, Cam. Blocking. When they blocked well, they played well. We've seen them go for 30-yard passes, 30-yard runs, and now their second touchdown of the game. Care off a huge block. Scott Johnson squeaks in for a touchdown.
I think that was Jackson Roberts with the initial block, and then Hubba got one at the end. Maybe Hubba got them both. Either way, what a drive for Vegas to answer the interception by Sean Allen. 7-play, 61-yard drive. That one only takes 2:40 off the clock. And Vegas is staring 3-0 in the face at the moment. Still 8:16 to go, but this Las Vegas team is playing some great football.
Yeah, some good stuff by Las Vegas. And Florida has been held scoreless for their last 5 drives since their field goal in the second quarter. And meanwhile, Las Vegas scores 2 scoring drives in a row for 10 points.
Esports TV has partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live, linear, and video on-demand esports channel available everywhere through your smart TV, on your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit estv.co to learn more about its programming and to find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network. And Mark, ESTV and the SFL are trying to build and launch our 24/7 network where all of our community content will come together too, live games, all that other stuff. It has been a little bit of a taller task than we all expected, and people getting sick has not helped either as Bullet picks up 7, but when that launches, that's going to be a huge achievement for this league.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of achievements, Cam, we're going to see if Bileski can achieve any much more. Good run here for the first play of this drive, but the rest of the game, not achieved much.
I mean, Bileski's working. He hasn't really been given much, but he's working.
17 attempts. A lot of attempts.
2nd and 3. This is carry number 18, and Bileski breaks a tackle. Majesty catches him from behind. But that is Bileski's quite possibly longest run of the day.
Yeah, and that's a good one too. Power running from him, breaking tackles that seemingly would have stopped him 5 yards ago. Picks up an extra few yards of his own, and a workhorse. Maybe he's a fourth quarter comeback kind of player, and he can still show it with 7 minutes left.
66 yards on 18 carries, starting to get a little steam here late. Cochran fires it out to Bileski, only his second grab, but doesn't go for much. 7:05 to go, and just with the way this game has been today, Mark, you just wonder how many more opportunities each team is going to get at this football.
Yeah, and it's definitely a time game. 7 minutes left. Perhaps, Cam, with the way things are going, Florida has much less chances than Las Vegas.
Ron Cochran back to throw. Near side, Minson with the catch to the 44. Cochran now up to 176. That was a dangerous floater to the sideline, but EJ able to tap the toes.
Yeah, but still, this play, Cam achieves a couple, targets. It does stop the clock. It moves the first down forward for them. But the stoppage of the clock means that they get more time for more opportunities.
6.5 to go in a defensive battle, surprising defensive battle here in Las Vegas. Handoff to Beletsky. Beletsky only 2 yards. Is that Crow again? Yeah, Jared Crow on the tackle. These two have met 6 previous times. The lowest combined score in a game of this rivalry series is 47. A 27-20 win for Vegas, and we're sitting at 37 with 6 to go. Florida leads the all-time series 4-2. Under 6 to play. Cochran fires, and it's knocked away. Chris Magel, good coverage. Sets up a 3rd down.
Yeah, Florida really wants to convert this 3rd and 8 because I feel like if you just get 3 points, and with how Las Vegas has been killing the clock, they've been playing 4-minute drives the last few drives, and I think Florida cannot afford to settle for a field goal.
Florida is only 4 for 11 on 3rd down in this game. 12 to 232, but still in it. Third down, Cochran's pass knocked away. Now it's 4th down.
And it's actually not even in field goal range, which is the unfortunate thing.
I think you probably punt it here, right? I mean, your defense has been playing pretty well. And that's what they're going to do. Agrippa on to kick it away for Florida. See if Agrippa, who had one bounce sideways into the end zone on him earlier in this half, can pin Vegas inside the 10 for the first time today. This ball is going to die at the 1, and then it's carried into the end zone. And that, once again, brings the football out to the 20. When we come back, it's a nail-biter. Vegas, 5:38 away from improving to 3-0. You're watching the SFL on NXT. Don't go anywhere. Scott Johnson takes the handoff, picks up 6 to start the drive for Las Vegas. Florida is in need of a stop. They're down 17-10. They have scored 10 points in the last 5.5 quarters. They were shut out last week in a surprising loss to Fort Worth. The offense still continuing to sputter here for the Storm. Vegas is in control. Second and 4 at the 26. Joseph Green fires it out to Johnson. Almost dropped it into the defender's hands. That was dangerous. Stops the clock, will set up a third down. That's the first poor play from Scott all day.
Yeah, from Scott and to Scott. That is his 13th target, and that's his 12 receptions. So he has been involved both in the ground and in the air. But that time, lucky that it didn't end up as an interception.
2 backs and 2 receivers now. Scott Johnson up the middle on 3rd and 4 is going to be stuffed. Stephen Black and Deontay Stoneville in on the coverage. Johnson is sniffing 100 yards, but neither running back has been able to get there. McRack is going to have to punt this away. It does bleed some clock, but Florida with a key 3 and out. That was crucial for this defense.
And that's a stop that they needed. You were asking for a stop there. They got one for you. And again, finally, we'll see if this offense will keep sputtering, Cam. It's been rough. We have not seen Florida go more than 2 minutes a drive. Their last drive was actually the only one more than 2 minutes.
And that's saying something for a Florida offense that typically is very slow and methodical down the field, and they can burn 6, 7, 8 minutes off the clock when they're running at their most efficient. Saw Bolesky's updated numbers recently. Ron Cochran just hasn't been able to find his receivers enough. That leading receiver on this team has 2 grabs. We'll get to that in a minute as Cochran fires it outside to Bolesky. Bolesky past the 40, picks up 6. So that's Bolesky's 3rd catch, Mark. He is now the leading receiver for Florida. Bush has 2. Vandelay has 2. Minson has 2. Zarkov has 2. Doyle's got 1, and Haynes has 1. It's been a balanced attack, but just not enough of it.
Yeah, and despite a lot of targets to those other receivers you just mentioned, just not making catches.
Cochran on a play fake has a wide open Zarkov. That's a first down and stops the clock at the Vegas 41-yard line. Now Zarkov up to 3 catches on 6 targets. First down, Florida.
Might be the X factor of this defense. Zarkov now 3 catches and 6 targets. So, maybe 50-50 towards him, but you credit the Las Vegas defense for covering him well because he is a good catcher.
That stops the clock at the Vegas 41-yard line. Florida's got plenty of time to work here. Cochran looking around for someone to get open. Wide open is Zarkov. You called it, Mark. The X factor. Zarkov now quickly up to 4 catches. Your new leading receiver for the Storm. And Florida's in the red zone.
Boy, oh boy, Zarkov run this route to perfection. And not only him, Ron Cochran just timed that well, where Zarkov is at the point of his route, where there's nobody within 5-10 yards of him, and makes a good catch, good pass, good catch, good first down.
3:18 to go and counting. Cochran's out of the shotgun here from his 18-yard line. Pressure. It's caught at the 3 by Midson. I thought for sure that play was going to end in a sack. What a dart from Ron.
And even after that play seemed like the sack, that catch seemed like a 50-50 ball, but he just gets that away. What a catch by Midson right there.
I think Cochran had to get rid of the football a little bit early, and by the time Magel turned around in coverage, just unable to make the play. First and goal now at the 2. Handoff Bolesky. Touchdown, Florida. What a drive by the Storm.
Wow, Bolesky may not give you 100 yards this afternoon. He'll give you something. He'll give you a touchdown. And what a drive Florida has drawn up late in the 4th quarter, late in this game. Look at this drive. This drive went for 5 plays, 65 yards. We were talking about efficient. Boy, was that efficient.
This is a very crucial extra point, which would tie the game at 17. Back and forth all day long. Everything has been a grind. That extra point is nearly blocked, but it is good. We are all knotted up at 17 apiece with 2:46 to play in this ball game. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Doug Britton back to return, 2 yards in the end zone, and gets it out to the 24-yard line. We've got a game update from Carolina. Another nail-biter going on in the SFL, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, the Predators looking to go ahead right here late in the fourth quarter. Kentez Johnson throws in the end zone, and Monte White, who's having the game of his life, his third interception on the day. And the Skyhawks are still up 30-24 late in the fourth.
Under 4 and still in control. Thank you, Mike. Carolina trying to pull the upset to improve to 2-1. That's Davidson swatting it away in a tie ball game as Vegas's drive starts not so pleasantly. That's his 5th pass deflection credited for, Mark.
Yeah, and what an incredible game. At least what an incredible second half and quarter. Las Vegas had their first 2 drives of this quarter and in scores, and now Florida looking to make a defensive stop here and make their own 2 drives in a row as a score.
2:35 to go in the fourth, and Green fires it. Oh, how was that caught? That is complete, I believe, to Kirby, who's slow to get up. 2:26 to go. Why is Vegas running no huddle right now in a tie game? 1st and 10 at the 36. Oh, and they throw it back. Evan Carroll past the 30, 25, 20. Evan Carroll is going to score. Touchdown, Florida. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh my goodness.
What was the hurry?
Oh no. Cam, I don't know what the hurry was, but the score flipped in a hurry. What the heck am I watching?
Wow. Evan Carroll, the shine has been on Ryan Davidson the entire day. And Evan Carroll gets the 5th interception of the day for Florida. And despite being just over 300 yards of offense on the day, the Storm have now taken a lead on a pick 6. That was a clutch play.
Wow, what a turnaround. And Florida scores in Las Vegas's drive, technically. So, 2 drives, 2 scores, both for Florida. Unfortunate for Las Vegas. And that's the go-ahead touchdown for them. Las Vegas have 2 minutes and they were rushing. Now they feel like they have to rush.
Yeah, I don't understand. I just don't understand why the panic set in there for Vegas. They had plenty of time. They still had the 2-minute warning, all 3 of their timeouts. They just botched that situation, and Florida takes full advantage. Britton now back to return 2 yards deep in his end zone, and a poor field position will be the result of that at the 22.
Well, if you're Las Vegas, Cam, that's a big oopsie. Maybe panic did set in, but, don't panic now. You still have your 3 timeouts. You still have the 2-minute break. We have seen them score, let's see, their shortest score. They did score in 2 minutes, 2 seconds in their previous, field goal, but they need more than a field goal.
2:09 left, still time for Vegas, and John Blades gets out of bounds. That play takes just 3 seconds, so they'll get another crack at it. Meanwhile, over in Carolina, they're able to burn all of Charleston's timeouts and seal it with some knees. Carolina's going to 2-1, Mark. 30-24 win over Charleston. They pull the upset. They were 6.5-point home dogs today. The 54 points also came in under the 59.5 from Jack's data. But Carolina, their only loss to the Los Angeles Lycans so far this season by 1 point. As Joseph Green's pass is caught, and that hits us to the 2-minute warning. Vegas, who's been in control the entire second half, well, now they're behind, and they need a touchdown quick. You're watching the SFL and NXT. Come on, right back. The final 2 minutes here from Silver State Stadium in Las Vegas. It's been an exciting one all day long. They flip it out to Scott Johnson. He's got a 2nd and 5. Now here comes some more no huddle from Vegas. They threw an interception on their previous drive that lost them the lead. Joseph Green going play action on 2nd and 5. Hit as he threw. The pass is caught on the sideline, and John Blades able to stretch to get out of bounds. He's now over 100 yards today.
They're taking their time on this one. They like their chances, Cam. I think with 3 timeouts left, they're happy with that one. Burn the clock. They're looking to end it here. Well, not end it here, at least tie it here.
Coming up on the APM Music postgame update, myself and Mike St. Green wrap up this clash between the Storm and the Fury, review the Saturday slate, and preview tomorrow's Next Level Sports Sunday Showcase matchup as that pass is incomplete. That's Denver and Fort Worth coming up tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Eastern here on NXT. It's all coming up on the postgame update. Sam Avalos, your player of the game in that Carolina game, 114 yards and a touchdown. He's been playing well. Former ESPN radio host.
Adam Jones on that pass deflection right there. Florida really hanging on, not allowing any further advances by Las Vegas, because Las Vegas last week, they did come back. Can they come back again?
Second and 10 of the Vegas 49. Green, slants, dangerous pick.
Oh!
It's been happening all day, Mark Lopez. All day, these slants have been killing Las Vegas. That is another interception, and one more first down ends this one.
Number 6 interception by Florida. Number 6 takeaway. That puts them up to, they're averaging now over 6 takeaways a game. Incredible by this defense. Get everyone. Aaron Gooden definitely forcing those tackles against Scott Johnson, Cam. But wow.
This one just got, this has been a great game all the way through. Beletsky, nice read. Beletsky first down. Can he stay in bounds? Yes, he can. Game over. This one got away from Las Vegas, similar to, I'm sorry, Mark, it's just on the front of mind, similar to what happened when Baltimore took care of Vancouver last night in the late stages.
But it's rough. I know, Cam, but I have to agree. This did get away from them. If there's any silver lining, at least they were ahead at some point in this game for a very brief moment. But Florida at least will not fall to 1-2, and they break the win or the lossless streak of Las Vegas. Las Vegas breaking their 5 winning streaks since last season.
Why are they throwing? That is a sack for Cochran. That's about the best outcome Florida could have asked for. What are they trying to prove? Now it's 2nd and 18. And actually, apologies. Vegas took the timeout. They have 1 left. And let's see.
They'd love Florida to take a timeout.
Vegas may be able to stay alive here.
Unless,
almost got away. So 3rd down and 12, and I think that's what Florida may have been looking at there. Was they still didn't have a chance to seal it. They were going to try to get one more first down. Now the sack has put them behind the chains. This is a dangerous play here. If they get into field goal range, they could make it a 10-point game and put it away as well.
Yeah, but they got to get there first, about 10 yards away. No, sorry, not 10 yards away. Well, that would be ideal, but...
Well, let's see what Florida does. They're going to run it to... Beletsky gets sideswiped in the backfield. Jared Crow again. And Vegas is going to have a shot here.
With approximately 30 seconds left in the game.
Now, usually, I'm the one sitting behind the production chair going, oh my gosh, can you just do some simple math? I don't know how that one got away from me. I thought for sure Florida had put the Fury away, but this Las Vegas team, which has 0 quit in them, one of the best teams trailing in the SFL, is going to get a crack at this. And once more, Agrippa unable to pin Vegas inside the 10. Britton has to call for a fair catch at the 11. So no timeouts, 89 yards in 33 seconds. We've seen crazier things, but if Vegas comes out in these slants, they're done for.
No kidding. Their longest play of the game went for 34 yards to John Blades. But we've seen Joseph Green throw big and fail big. Has 5 interceptions already.
They're back in the dime. Is Florida's defense. Oh, it's caught in double coverage by Kirby. Now they got to hurry up and spike the football. That was actually a brilliant play call. Kirby could not get out of bounds, though. And Green is struggling to get back. He got hit as he threw and clocks it with 15 seconds on the clock. Woo!
Oh, man. That quarterback pressure did double duty of potentially stopping the play, but it also slowed down the clock, slowed down Joseph Green from getting back there.
And I think that was Ryan Davidson who tackled Kirby inbounds. Otherwise, Vegas probably could have saved about 11 seconds. Green now under center with 3 receivers, and they're all going long. And Green's looking for someone to get open. Green steps up in the pocket. Got to get rid of the football. And it took 7 seconds off the clock. Nobody was open, and this may be the last play.
And even if they wanted to squeeze in one more play, Cam, it has to go out of bounds to stop the clock. They cannot afford to spike the ball.
They need some deep outs or something. That looked like a good play call from them. Press coverage here, it looks like, for Florida. 8 seconds left. Nobody was open down the field, though. Again, Vegas going long. Corner out, knocked away. 4 seconds left. This is it. My goodness. I mean, Vegas is giving them all they have. Florida's defense just better.
Yeah. Literally, the defense won this game, even scored this game with this go-ahead touchdown. That was the defense.
Mason Kirby is a Seattle Tyrant. Eliminated the Alaska Storm back in season 13 with a game winner with less than 5 seconds left. He's at the bottom of the screen. Joseph Green out of the shotgun, empty backfield. They need to make sure that they give him enough time to get the ball down the field. Got people going. Joseph Green hit as he threw. It is knocked up in the air and incomplete. The pressure getting to Joseph Green late, and Florida survives on the road 24-17. What a heart stopper. Vegas no longer unbeaten, the 3rd previously unbeaten team to lose by 1 score in the first 5 games of week 3.
What an incredible game, Cam, from both teams. Maybe not on the offensive side, but it was just a defense that was spectacular. Sure, there were offensive moments. Incredible running by Scott Johnson. Incredible, just Charlie Bileski had one burst for a huge run, but really it's the defense that mattered. You've had interception after interception by Ryan Davidson, who was marked down for 5 pass deflections and 2 interceptions. Wow. And then you have tackles for losses, 9 total tackles for losses, at least 9 against Las Vegas. And just incredible all-around game. What a game these two teams have put out for us to watch.
Vegas' drought will continue nearly 2 years since they last beat the Florida Storm. What a win for Florida, who's been kind of gutting it out on offense to start the season. Even in week 1, when they beat Louisiana 38-13, 2 pick sixes from Ryan Davidson helped the offense out. Once again, that defense was outstanding today for Florida. They are going to be a tough task for anyone moving forward. Vegas will fall to 2-1 as well, as we take a look at the final highlights and take a peek at the upcoming schedule as well for both of these teams. In week 4, Florida hosts San Diego. Mavericks hoping to get their first win later tonight against Jacksonville. And then for Las Vegas, they are off. They'll take this into the bye week with them before hosting rival Arizona in week 5. Who's your player of the game, Mark?
If it had to go with defense, I would go with Ryan Davidson. but Charlie Biletsky put up 103 yards in the last minute with 1 touchdown. He really definitely bumped up his yards the last few plays. He might get player of the game. Mine's Ryan Davidson.
Joseph Green on that last drive. Watch who made this tackle here. This won the game. Oh, it was Francis, actually. Makes the tackle inbounds, did not let Kirby get out of bounds. That was a huge part of this one. Mark, it was a pleasure calling the game with you today, my friend, and there you go. Biletsky wins it with his touchdown at the end. 24 carries, 106 yards, but Ryan Davidson, Aaron Gooden, we see you. What a performance defensively for the Florida Storm today. Your final, Florida 24 and Las Vegas 17 to the beautiful Silver State Stadium, helping to keep these fans cool throughout the day. Mike and I are back to wrap it up from post-game studios. When we come back, you're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports. SFL Studios for Sim Football post game, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. 2 really good games here in the television block this afternoon. Florida beats Vegas 24-17 on the road, and Carolina upsets Charleston 30-24. Mike, your thoughts?
I'll start with Carolina first, Cam. Sam Avalos had a big game over there, 114 yards and a touchdown. Sam has been around this league 5 seasons now. It was great to see him have a breakout game, and I'm really happy for the Carolina Skyhawks. These guys are typically the tough luck team, but today they came out on top, and now they're 2-1, could easily be 3-0. These guys are off to a great start this season. And let's hit up this Florida game real quick. One thing that stood out to me is that 17 of the 23 roster spots on this Florida team, these guys have never played for anybody else. And typically, and so that means they're used to one another. They know how things go. And Florida has had seasons where they start slow, but they don't panic. So that's what stood out to me in this game. They struggled, hadn't scored much in the last 5 quarters, but they figured out a way to pull this game out in the end. Great effort by Florida. Charlie Biletsky struggled all game, ended up with 106 yards and a touchdown. Great effort. They hung tough, created 6 turnovers. Ryan Davidson and the crew over there did a great job, and the Storm came out on top.
And guess who's in second place in the Atlantic Division? It's not playoff team DC from season 18. It's not playoff team Charleston from season 18. It's the Carolina Skyhawks with their division win today over Charleston.
Yeah, that's just incredible. And I know those guys over there are happy. And And I don't know if playoffs is the ultimate goal for them, as it should be for everybody. But I know these guys, they want that 500 record. They want to get over 500 for the first time ever. And you know, they're off to a great start. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do the rest of the season.
Before we go, we have to let you know about all the action you can check out across the SFL networks today on SFL YouTube, Twitch, and Rare Drop Sports. The Rare Drop Sports game will kick off at 7 between London and Canton. Louisiana and Lone Star are a little bit delayed as we wrap things up here on television. They'll get things going a little bit later. And then Seattle, LA, Jacksonville, and San Diego in your nightcap. Carolina and Florida, your winners in the early block. Your final thoughts, Mike, before we say goodbye and tell everyone to see you tomorrow for Denver-Fort Worth.
And just looking forward to the great action that we have coming up later tonight, Cam. That Lone Star Louisiana game is going to be huge. And just been great being here today, and another great weekend of action. Looking forward to see what we can have tomorrow with these great games we have on the slate.
Denver-Fort Worth should be a great one tomorrow here on Next Level Sports. Until then, Mike and I will, well, I don't know what Mike's going to do, but I'm going to keep here producing all these games. And maybe I'll get some food once, so somebody's got to bring me something. For Mike, I'm Cam. This has been the SFL on Next Level Sports presented by APM Music. Have a great day and rest of your weekend, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.